Welcome everybody to another episode of the Tangent Podcast, episode 102 for the week of February 13th, 2017. I'm your host Brian Thomas, alongside my lovable co-host over here, Justin Kane.
Raise the roof.
Beacon of Light, Anthony Salvatore.
Hello.
And the bootless wonder, Gerald Hines.
Raise the roof.
What's up? No. Not much, Gary. And with the podcast for the site pixelatedpoints.com, we talk about the games that we've been playing during the week in a little segment we like to call Under Your Thumb, and then we take a quick break, come right back with the drunken news. But, Gary, what have you been up to, pal?
I had a great week, Brian.
Yeah?
Great week. A lot of snow this week.
Lots of snow.
Yeah. So I did want to talk about a story that we talked about last week with GameStop.
Okay, yeah, the Circle of Life.
Circle of Life, how GameStop's running, what they're kind of doing. So I actually went into GameStop because I purchased a game this week, a physical copy.
From them?
From them. I went into GameStop. In my mind, I was knowing...
You get ripped off.
What was I knew what they were trying to sell me. So the pleasure I got out of telling this guy no to everything that he asked me. It's like, do you want to sign up for a card? Like, no. Like, do you want to sign up for a rewards member? No.
You want to buy a used game?
Yeah, like, no. Like, just knowing this guy, he literally asked me like 7 different questions and I said no to.
Sounds about right.
And the whole time I was thinking, I'm like, I'm fucking up your margin right now. Yeah. Like, love it. Love it.
Walking through the mall, like, let me fuck up this store's margin real quick. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, man? How are you? Nah, I'm good. I just want this brand new game. Nothing else.
Yeah. So
You have a card? No.
that was interesting because, I mean, it's true. GameStop, they ask you, like, do you want to sign up for this? You want a new game of this? You want this? And it's just like...
That leads to gateway purchases. That's why I'm not into GameStop.
Yeah, because once you start, and then it's like, you know, $2 if it scratches, it's like,
hey, you got
just
this
take
extra
care of
year
your guys.
protection. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But if you trade it back in, you owe us a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
GameStop.
It was also
not the best.
my nephew's birthday today, and had a little birthday party for my nephew. He's 2.
Nice.
Everything that I got him, I
Confetti.
kind of wanted to keep for myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you do it.
Yeah, you want to impress yourself onto them.
Yeah, exactly. So this year was the Ninja Turtles year.
Yeah.
I'm introducing him to Ninja Turtles.
Good call.
So
Leave that lasting impression where he doesn't remember exactly why he likes the Ninja Turtles, but he just like knows he really likes the Ninja Turtles.
yeah,
This is the
gave him
time.
a Donatello little stuffed
Nice.
animal. It was kind of like this big. I'm a
Nice.
big Donatello guy. Me and Justin had the conversation
Yeah.
earlier.
Nonsense.
Like, there's no right or wrong answer to who's your favorite Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is, right? So
But
I mean,
we have our own theories on why.
Yeah, and I don't want to go into that's a whole other tangent
Yeah.
on who's our favorite Ninja Turtle. But this
But
is
quickly
the
around the table.
Donatello.
Leonardo.
Michelangelo.
Donatello.
Leonardo.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah. So I mean, it
We
makes
all
sense.
get there, yeah.
Makes sense.
Wait,
I mean,
we
we
all
all
said
said
Dave.
it.
Is it Raphael?
Raphael's a
No,
dick.
no, it's
So me
Raphael.
and Justin went through like all of our like favorites, and I went Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo. But I could very easily see somebody saying, "Hey, Leonardo's my favorite." I get it, but guess what? It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
But I mean, you got swords, you don't use them. You got daggers, you don't use them. At least, you know, you got nunchucks, that's to the face. You like to see that in the comic book. You like
Yeah.
to see that in the cartoon.
Donatello's
Stick to the face,
It's
you like to
kid-friendly.
see that. But like a block attack and a kick to the chest, you can only see so many of those.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That's why you get your favorites, because you get a lot more stick to face.
Yeah.
And that's why those two are the
I
best.
mean, we
Ninja
had a
Turtles.
conversation about
Stick
that.
to face ratio is high.
Yeah, it's
It's
really
very
high.
high.
The higher stick to face ratio you have, the better martial artist you are. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Look it up.
Yeah, look
Google
it
it. Jackie Chan.
Dude, Bruce Lee had more stick to face than any human being alive. Those nunchucks were
Actually,
unreal.
he threw a lot of feet to face.
You ever see him with some nunchucks? You don't
Yeah.
want to.
I saw him
You'll
play
die.
ping pong.
You'll die.
Couldn't too
yeah,
quick.
with the nunchuck.
That's
Yeah.
Chinese say.
Yeah.
Ping pong.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway,
So, yeah,
Happy
that was-
Chinese New Year.
Is that your week?
That was my week.
Very nice.
Pretty eventful. How about you, Brian?
I don't think I really had anything too crazy this week.
No.
Justin.
Justin has a great story. For us.
I'm allergic to all the nuts. So
Justin,
think
tell
about
us,
that.
tell us how you found out that you're allergic to all these nuts.
I ate a cookie about a month ago on a podcast night.
Almost
Came over
died.
here.
Mhm.
Almost went to the emergency room.
Yep.
Had an allergic reaction. Went to the doctor. Got the results. All the nuts. I can't put any nuts in my mouth. Is basically what he told me.
These
No
nuts,
more
got
nuts.
'em.
No more nuts. He's like, hey, dude,
No more nuts
cut
in
off
mouth.
the nuts. And I'm like, oh, well, there go my
It's gonna be
Saturday.
pretty hard for you.
Yeah, there go my Saturday nights. What the fuck am I gonna do? So, So here I am. I got my little EpiPen over there. I'm ready to go.
Just small jabs.
Yeah.
Small baby jabs.
That's what he said. Right to the chest.
Yep.
Small little jabs.
Right to the center mass. Center mass. So you don't miss.
Right to the bone? Yeah, exactly. That's what we want to inject stuff. Yeah. Gets right into the
10
bone
times
stream.
at least.
Exactly. So you know if you have a reaction that you're in good hands.
Yeah,
We got you
all day.
covered.
Because everybody here
We'll
is
stab.
one to stab.
Yeah. First text
Anything
back, I
shot.
got, hey guys, I got this thing. I can't wait to stab you. Thanks. So yeah, my week, that was it. No more nuts for me.
It's a
Anthony?
good week.
Condolences.
Yeah. Rest in peace, nuts.
Only thing, Patriots won the Super Bowl. That's
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
pretty
Really?
nice.
Patriots
Yeah,
fan?
we are from Massachusetts, so
That's all that happened.
but it is what it is. It's every year,
Yeah,
so
it wouldn't
I'm
matter
used to it.
where we live. The Patriots still won.
Yeah, I'm used to it.
That's
so.
my week.
Yeah,
It's
we're
just
excited for you.
another year, another Super Bowl victory. It's 5 now.
Till next year.
Probably
years.
6 next year.
Yeah,
6.
go for 6. So
Yeah, it's
But,
just every day now.
Hey, Steve, you have a week?
I
Yeah.
have a week.
You got
Did
any
you?
stories this week?
No, I just had snow days, so that was great.
Yeah, you love those.
Hopeful for a new one Monday. That'd
Yeah.
be nice.
That'd be
Fingers
nice.
crossed, you know.
Nice 5-day weekend.
Oh, that's what I'm
Tremendous.
looking for.
Fucking glorious.
Absolutely.
But we're
Sweet.
a podcast about video games, and
couldn't
we're
tell.
actually going to get into Under Your Thumb this week. Anthony, you went last week, so you get to choose who goes first this week.
All right, I'm going to throw it over to the person who killed Sam.
Oh, shit!
So I
yourself
guess we
again.
got to.
Yeah, now we have to explain.
we have
So,
to talk about. We just finished up Until Dawn.
On our YouTube Let's Plays.
Correct. 10 of them. We came to the very
Well,
end.
It's actually nice that
and-
it was only 10 episodes.
It's 11 with prologue, right?
Yeah, the 11 with the prologue, where Brian killed 2
Everybody.
characters.
Brian
right
has
away.
the highest death count.
that's not true.
That is true.
Who
You
had the highest death count?
No, you have 3, buddy.
That guy doesn't count.
counts.
I think he
First
counts.
off, I didn't kill.
Sticks were in your hand.
You can't kill that.
Butterfly
you
effect
can't not
is
kill
real.
that guy or the 2
You had to go back
Well,
for
what if
Josh.
something in the butterfly effect that you did, the cutscene wouldn't have come up and he wouldn't have died?
Yeah. We didn't have to go back for
You
Josh.
had the sticks. You take your responsibility for
Because
the death.
they do
Man
say
up.
you can save everyone, so I wonder if you can actually save that guy. So just throwing it out
But
there.
could you save the 2 sisters at the beginning of the game? I feel
Probably.
like the
Maybe.
answer to that is no.
Do we know?
Probably.
Probably.
We'll never
I think
know,
you
because
can.
Let
we're
us
gonna
know if you know
Yeah.
in the
Well, but
comments below.
anyways, so we're getting to the spoiler alert section. We don't want to ruin it for the watcher. But there's a situation where our kill to death ratio, Anthony collects a kill for his,
Right.
and he's blaming me for the kill. And I think it's fucking absolute garbage.
So,
Gary
really?
agrees with me. Don't
That's
spoil
the-
it because we don't want to spoil it.
No, I'm
for
not gonna.
people
I'm
who
not
want
gonna
to
tell
spoil.
what I'm not gonna say.
But it's
what
garbage.
happened
Your
to
argument's
who.
garbage.
It's
Is it?
one of the quick time events is to not move the PS4 controller,
Yep.
and so Anthony's sitting there, and Justin just goes, and he bounces back on the couch and hits Anthony's arm,
Yep.
and then he does
Accurate
it.
description.
This is
So
accurate.
that is a clear hit. I
Yep.
agree. Clear
But
hit.
Anthony doesn't lose. It goes off slightly. Very close to the edge, and then Justin. It looks like Justin hits him a second time.
When the video syncs, we will see what the analog looks like.
This-
I think he was way off before I even started to gasp. I was gasping because he was way off, which led me to gasp. And then
but
he
you
was
just
continuing to
admitted
you
be.
were
Okay,
reacting.
slow down with the fake news over
You
there.
were reacting.
No,
it's
real
Take
news.
it easy with the
Exaggerated.
alternate
To-
facts. You were reacting to what was happening on screen.
Yeah, of him fucking it up.
No, it was the.
No, it was him fucking up. That's why I was
I had
gasping
it.
because he was
Alright.
going to kill her.
You'll see.
I think the first nudge definitely happened. Second nudge.
No, second
is
has definitely happened.
Second nudge is the nudge that didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
That's
It's
the
all
non-nudge.
shadows because if you look at the video, we look
Shadows.
back at the video.
We had
You
accurate
clearly
lighting.
see.
We just got
Listen
lighting
to
tips.
me.
Yeah,
Listen
so
to
you
me.
should clearly
so
see.
Justin's wearing black. There's a lot of like no light in
Also,
between
or light
videos.
transfer.
lots
if you
of
will, shadows.
movement when a don't move scenario's happening.
I'm not
And
playing
you're
the
on
game.
I don't know.
You're on the
I'm not
same
playing the
page.
game.
Yeah, we're all
No,
playing the
no.
game. Whoever's
Oh,
on that couch, you're part of the game.
Well, it's a movie, remember?
So whoever has the sticks in their hand is responsible for the death. Brian already had to accept that, so you also
And you
have to
slapped
accept
me
that.
in the face
so
with
you
that
also
stick,
have
alright?
to accept that.
Yeah, but no one pushed Brian into
Nudgegate.
Yeah.
knocking people,
Nudgegate.
killing
Nudgegate,
people.
because now we're contradicting each other. Brian
No,
has to
we're
take responsibility.
definitely not.
So Brian has to take
We're
responsibility, but
definitely
he doesn't have to take responsibility.
Well, that's because that was all, I guess, on me or the way the game plays out.
Nudgegate.
There's a way to save
2017.
this character, and you are bouncing around on the couch like an idiot
Nudge game.
during a "don't move" segment. Even if you
Definitely.
even if you didn't nudge Anthony, it's still
wouldn't
shitty that you're
describe
bouncing around
I
on the
wouldn't
couch.
describe
You
that
were-
as bouncing around.
You moved along on.
I wouldn't
couch a
describe
lot.
that as bouncing around.
No, like you weren't
Like-
bouncing around, but you were
Oh, so
moving.
now we're gonna get semantic.
Because
moving
he's
around.
manipulating his words here.
No,
to
I'm-
manipulate the gate.
No.
I'm telling the story.
We're not focusing on one key point of this story. Anthony was holding the controller.
He's responsible for the
You
death.
have to try harder. You have to try harder to keep Sam alive. Don't give me this bullshit that he kind of swiggled. He moved a little bit. He didn't touch him. He didn't touch him. Anthony,
he was
Anthony
bouncing.
wanted
Did
her
I
to
know
die.
Did I not hit the
Blaming
first
on
bounce?
Justin.
Did
Get it out
Get
of my
outta
face.
here.
Did I not hit the first
Gary's
don't
Gary's
Preach.
only agreeing with Justin, so that way it's not squashed.
No,
and there's some sort of
no,
debate going
no.
on.
Oh, look at that face.
Everybody loves to team up on me usually.
Yeah.
Relax.
No,
it's always
You're
fun.
usually
No,
wrong.
because the reason, Brian, truthfully,
I call it
the
how I
reason
see it. You
why-
guys are afraid. This is
The
fake
reason
news.
why is because I've played this game before. I know how that works. And I believe in my heart,
that he was fucking it up
if I
to
look
begin with.
deep into my soul, that I could have overcame that movement. Anthony just didn't want to. He didn't
We
want to
all
do
played the game before.
Yeah.
Did I not
Not
have
everybody
first
did
don't
I
the
didn't get a
move.
scenario.
I think everybody has done the
don't
one
move.
don't move before
Yeah,
I don't
that.
think so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't
Except for him.
Except for Justin, so he doesn't even
He
know
doesn't
how
know how
it
it
works.
So this the evidence is stacking up against you.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I think he
There's
tried.
video evidence. I mean, I don't even need it. It
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
even
all right.
matter.
The video
I
will
agree.
speak for itself.
He's
And then when
got
you
the
see-
video count.
When you see yourself moving and then his controller moving, then you'll.
I guess we'll have to see.
We're
Nudge
gonna have
game.
to wait to see what
But
the
Justin,
video shows.
what did you play during this week?
All right.
Because we know you
I-
didn't play under your thumb.
I did not
Thumb.
play Under Your Thumb
Mhm.
this week. I'm going to save that for next week.
Thank
But
you.
I played Dishonored
Nice.
2. I continue to play it.
Second playthrough, right?
This is actually kind of second and a half because I
So-
started a second playthrough collecting everything, like all the runes and trying to find all the
bone
bullshit
charms.
and all that. But I switched over to the no powers playthrough,
Flesh and Steel.
just because I was just like I didn't want to walk around and find shit anymore. I'm almost completed that way, so I was just like I want to fuck shit up. So I switched
Guns
over.
blazing.
And really, the only thing I want to talk about that I took away from playing it this way was I just kind of assumed the way I was playing it before that I wouldn't be able to get to all these places and all these areas in the map that to get all these bone charms and all these runes that I had been getting in my last playthrough. But I think the level design impressed me even more playing it this way that they set up like, okay, here's a garbage can and a ledge on a building that you can sprint across and jump onto this and then jump across and then jump over again. And you can actually get to the roof of the building even though you don't have blink or you don't have grip or anything.
Yep.
And I was actually really impressed. Like,
I
it
can
was
tell you,
it was
there-
really good.
Are a few locations. So I did this playthrough and I was trying to collect literally everything that you can.
Because you get $200 if you 200 coin for each thing that you pick up.
Mhm.
If you because you don't have any powers, that's usually your skill points.
Yep.
Instead of skill points, they give you coins.
Yep.
You buy the bombs and shit.
And
Yeah,
buy the,
so
all your ammo.
What I
and
was
everything.
doing was I played through no powers and I was trying to collect all the paintings, everything like that, because I'm not worried about people catching me. I'm not worried about any sort of repercussions of killing everybody. So I would just run through, kill everybody, run back, grab all the stuff. There are a few places, there are a few bone charms that you actually cannot get without.
I think
a
I've only
power.
found 2. There was 2 in one particular mission that I couldn't get. There was I think one of each, a bone charm and a rune.
Is this the?
I think it was before the dust level. I think
Yeah,
there was
it's
one
the fifth.
before.
It's the fifth world where you have to go. You have to take out Brianna Ashworth.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
one that I couldn't get to.
It's outside where it's like a middle house.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have to blink.
Yeah, there's no way of getting it, which sucks. But almost everything else you can get.
Shitty level design.
Shitty level design.
Like,
How
how
dare
just,
they
like,
overlook that one
unbelievable.
little section?
But yeah, that was really
It's a
only-
broken game. It gets around.
that was really the only
Broken
takeaway from playing
Game
it.
sucks.
Playing it again this way was I thought that was very impressive. I assumed a lot more stuff I wasn't going to be able to reach, or I'm trying to get over a fucking wall of light because I don't have anything to get there or any powers to get around it. So I'm like, oh wait, I can actually jump on this and jump on that, and it was
Figure out a
very
way.
good.
Yeah. There's I remember during my third playthrough of trying to do not being seen or whatever, and just taking from what I've learned from the previous playthroughs, going like, all right, this is how I can get around and I can manipulate this, but also trying new avenues to try and, have that as a fail-safe. If I run into something, I'm like, oh shit, I don't think I can make it past here without being seen, so let me try something else.
Yeah.
And then you kind of find another way, but then still follow that same path.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
like a
kind
little
of
cut around
yeah.
the obstacle you had.
Mhm.
It's very good. The one thing I will say, I did have like one really fail moment where I was doing the Clockwork Mansion.
Yep.
I didn't have the powers,
Mhm.
and there was one way where I'm coming in, and I didn't want to be detected, and I knew the way to get to the back room, and I jumped down a bunch, and I made it to the bottom, and I got Sokolov, and I grabbed him, and I picked him back up. But without powers, I couldn't climb up. So there was probably at least 5 times in a row where I'm like, okay, I can't climb up, so let me go down there and clear them out and go this way. So the first time, I go to put like Sokolov down, and I'm too close to like one of the glass windows, and
Shatters.
he shatters, he falls through the ground dead. So I'm like, reload. Okay, that was stupid. So I don't have blink, I can't come back up. So I jump down, I like put him down on like a chair, and I laugh a little bit, and I go to fight the Clockwork soldiers who are there because it's the last door to get out. So there's
Yeah.
like 2 Clockwork soldiers
Yep.
there. So as I'm fighting them, he dies from like bullet spray or something
Yeah.
stupid. So
Reload.
go back. And I play again, put him down, and because the alarm or something, there's like oil tanks somewhere in the area.
Explosion.
Yeah.
Burned
Explosion.
to death.
No joke, probably 5 times. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
At that
He's
point,
a
you
can't
fragile.
get
He's
out of this
fragile.
house?
He's so
You
old at
leave
this
He's
point.
so fragile. This guy keeps dying.
He really is.
You kill everybody and then you go get him and then leave.
Yeah, well, I couldn't go back and get him because I don't have blink because I can't get back up to where he was. To
I
get him
did-
again, I didn't know the way around. I didn't want to deal with it, so I just kept bringing him down with me. It took me at least 6 times.
I literally did the same thing. I think I just threw him on the floor and he died, and then I was
Yeah,
just
you're like,
like,
what the fuck? He laid it on an
Restart.
apple and died. It's like, Jesus. But that was it. For that, I also, a friend of mine let me borrow Resident Evil 7, which we talked about before. Gary played it. This guy played it.
He did.
It is scaring the hell out of me, really. And it's not particularly like a super scary, like the characters are so scary, but like they talked about before, the ambient sounds and playing it, like I want to progress because it's interesting and it looks good, but I don't want to progress because I'm scared. And
Headphones? No headphones?
I have headphones.
Okay.
My
So
room,
you're more of a man than Anthony.
yeah.
Wow.
And
Also guilty, right here.
the room is dark.
Yeah.
I also have insulation
Gotta-
boards
gotta
up in my
darken.
window, so I'm not getting moonlight or sunlight or anything, no matter what time it is. It's fucking sketchy, and it's almost like I know kind of that he's like at this part. I'm only in the very first, like,
You're
say
still in the
15%
You're
of
still
the
in the
game.
kid's
Yeah.
house. and-
Like I'm like within the first like maybe 15 to 20% of the game. I still haven't fought what I would consider the first boss, who is the dad. I talked about
Daddy
beating
Baker.
it
Yeah.
at Gary's playthrough when I was just sticking around at his house.
Yep.
So I'm about to go downstairs and fight him. But it is like I almost kind of know that he's not just gonna be behind me, but you hear shit and you still flip around with that 180 turn, and you're just like fuck.
But he could be.
But he could be though. He could. There was one part
he could
where
be anywhere in the
I'm gonna
house.
say this story, and this is what fucks with me now because I thought I was good. We had played it before. I had seen a couple videos on at least the beginning, like hey, the first 30 minutes of the game. Blah blah blah. I've watched a couple of those. So there's one part in the very beginning where the father's supposed to kick through the wall, but in my playthrough, he chased me through the doorway. I ran around the corner. He followed me through. And apparently, if he had kicked through the wall the first time, every time you come back to this spot, he's not going to come back. And so I had gone back because there was a safe room there a bunch of times. And then I made it to a certain point where apparently I triggered something. I picked up an item or something that triggers the next series. So I go back, okay, I picked this up. Let me go back and save. I go
And
running,
it knows you're going to
save.
be leaving that
There you
area.
go.
I
forever.
turn around. He fucking kicks through the door, and I Brian screamed like an asshole. Ah! I fucking shook. Ah!
So
Fuck!
my second playthrough of the game, the same situation happened where you know he's supposed to come through the wall in this
You can
one
see it. It's all like
moment.
decrepit and shit.
Yeah, and if you've seen the beginning of the game or seen any of the
It's like the
playthroughs of it,
iconic little cut that they show
yeah,
you.
and it scared the shit out of you the first time. So the second time, like, I go to do it, and it doesn't go through the wall. And I'm like, okay, well, that was weird.
He
but
followed you out the
whatever.
doorway or whatever,
And I
chased you.
fucking progressed through. And then I was doing what Justin was doing. And then like the third time I was walking down the hallway, like I've already gone by it like 3 or 4 times. I'm walking by it, he comes through the wall. And like, even though you know...
And you just saw him on the other side of the house like 5 minutes ago, like he was running.
Yeah.
He's like in that part of the house. So
It's
you're
one of
trying to
those
avoid him.
moments that is like, holy shit.
It scares
like,
the shit out of you.
It sounds very reminiscent of when the lickers come through the window, or the dogs come through the window in one.
Yeah, well, this
So,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't even shoot him. You just know you got to sprint. You're just like you just sprint away.
Yeah.
It
And
seems
I've
very
found
iconic.
that when he swings, you can crouch and dodge a bunch. You like go at him. You can run straight at
Did
him
you
if you want
channel
to.
your inner Carl and just...
I fucked it up. I
Something
mashed
low.
buttons, by mistake, and I crouched under an attack, and I was like, shit, this works. So I mean, straight up, I noobed it, mashed buttons, and so if he's coming straight at you and you want to get behind him instead of running around, it doesn't work every time, but you can go straight for him, and as he goes to swing is huge. At this moment, it's like a plow of some kind, a hand plow for the yard. And he swings it at me, and you can crouch under it. It goes over you. You stand up and you sprint.
I just used to take the hit. I just
keep
sprint by and
sprinting?
take the hit
Yeah.
and just keep going.
Oh well, I'm scared, so I dodge the hit now. And it kind of works with the other enemies too. The black ones in the basement. It works with them.
Yeah,
To a
or
degree.
you just shut doors.
Yeah.
Those could, yeah, because they
But if
can't
you want to
open
walk
doors.
past
Yeah.
them to get to the door you're gonna shut, you can
These
do a little
mold
crouch.
enemies
Cannot open doors.
can't open doors. So their one true weakness is a door. So literally you just run by them, and then when
Close
you get
the
them,
door.
you can... Like, I had 3 of them chasing me at one point, and I just ran by them, went into a room that I know that had an open door, and then as soon as they all entered the room, I ran by them and shut
But that's
the door.
very Resident Evil 1.
You know.
You know, you could do the whole playthrough without touching anyone or even firing a shot. And you get
There
like
you
the tofu player you can play as.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
all very accurate. So that is actually pretty reminiscent. Those particular characters are dumb as shit, and you just close the door. They're all like,
It tells you that before, gives you the tip before.
yeah, it's
you
like,
get
hey,
it.
these dudes, no fingers. Close the door. They can't even knob it, dude. There's no fingers.
I like the times when you're like trying to open the door and it's just like
You're
hitting
blocking.
them.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just see him behind the door and he can't open it and you can't open it. It's just this awkward
You
exchange.
both feel stupid. You're like, I'm advanced, but like, you got me stalemated right here, Chief.
I don't know what to do.
You got me.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm at the struggling point of wanting to play it and being too afraid to play it. So I think that I got caught up in Dishonored. Like I literally played 7 missions in a row. So I've been playing it for quite a few hours on end. But I honestly think I'm going to make it through. I must have every single coin in this house right now. I have I feel like in the 9 to 11 range in coins. So for those of you who haven't played it, once you get outside in the trailer, I can use these coins to get certain upgrades. So
more health,
a gun apparently.
stamina,
Yeah.
you get the
So
magnum.
I've been going meticulously through. I have a bunch of shit. So
Nice. Have you been going slow through because you just like finding cool shit, or are you going slow through because you're actually scared? So you're just.
I'm
like,
telling
I'm
myself.
kind of in a safe area right now, so let me just kind of open this.
So
and
what I
open
mean by I'm finding stuff is I go into a room and I put my back up against the wall,
Yep.
and I look and then I crawl like a mouse against the wall with my eyes in the center of the room until I see something, and then I go and pick it up, and then I do that all the way around until I find the door, and I fucking get the hell out of there because it's
Back
sketchy.
against the wall is not a bad idea.
No, every
Oh.
room you go into, back against.
So
the wall.
it's a mixture of like, hey, I like to find cool things, which is good because I'm crawling through this game
yeah.
because I'm petrified of it.
Yeah,
so it's giving
I'm
me
on
anxiety.
I'm on my second
It's giving me
playthrough right
anxiety.
now, and I'm going for the under 4 hours playthrough. I'm playing again on normal.
Got a couple of
And,
upgrades for
um,
that, right?
Yeah, so I mean, at the very beginning, I get the
You get
pistol,
Did you get the
yeah.
goggles?
the goggles. No,
There's like goggles that highlight pickups, so that must be maybe once you beat it on hardcore or something.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I think
items.
it's Madhouse difficulty
Yeah.
is the next one.
Not happening.
Yeah, I'm not probably gonna do that, but the under 4 hours, pretty doable. So I'm right before, like, I'm trying to find the flamethrower right now.
Second guest house.
So yeah, the second guest house, the mother pretty much, and I'm still under an hour. So making
That's really
good time. That
Because
I
I'm not
think-
even there yet, and I'm probably in a couple hours.
Yeah, so I think I'm good for the under 4 hours for sure. And I know exactly where I'm going, what items I'm using. Like I'm going
Which
for
items
the
you don't.
flamethrower
Where the enemies
first
are.
Actually, the
before
big thing
everything
is
else.
like which items don't you need? Like you're like fucking, I don't even need that shit. Leave it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
that
clutch.
pistol is, and
A
I don't need to
monster.
do any
They
of
give
like
you
the
this
home
Magnum
videos,
thing.
Yeah.
any of that stuff. So
only
I'm
f-
just
yeah.
straight main story. Just go for it. So
I like the home videos though. They're very, very well done.
Happy
I got two
birthday,
of them.
man.
Birthday, yeah.
just wait for
I
that one.
got
That's the
that
best
one.
one.
No, not yet. I got two of them.
Happy
Two out of the
birthday.
4.
Happy birthday is the best one.
But yeah, that's it for me. So in the spirit of Resident Evil, I think we'll keep on. Gerald, you played a little bit, you know?
Yeah,
Take it away.
I did. Okay, cool. So I played a couple different games this week. I'll get my Overwatch out of the way, Steven. So what I've done is I've played a couple matches on the PTR on PC, just to kind of see some of the changes that were made to Bastion.
Nice.
Sounds pretty beast mode a little bit.
Yeah, so they really are buffing Bastion, trying to get him more involved.
So he's a little bit more mobile now, right?
So before his ability to heal himself, he was stationary. He couldn't move. Now he can move around and heal himself, and it's kind of like on the Diva Defense Matrix scale.
Yeah.
Where that's how he heals. The other thing that they do, his primary fire, before even going into tank mode, is very evenly matched against Soldier.
Okay.
So now he doesn't necessarily have to be in tank mode to do heavy damage.
That's a problem.
Yep. And then
So
when
you could be on a payload, running, healing, and shooting without being in stationary assault mode, which is pretty.
and then you can get into your tank mode quicker and get out of it quicker. The only other thing that they did to you while you are in your little turret mode, I'll say not tank mode, but turret mode, is that when you're in turret mode, the bullet spray is larger.
Okay.
So you don't do as much damage over
Greater distance.
but up close you're shredding things.
Yeah.
And the fact that you can jump in and out of turret mode
So quickly now. It
so
doesn't
quickly
matter.
is like I could run around a corner. There's a soldier there. I could shoot him with a primary fire. Probably kill him unless he has his helix missile.
Someone turns
then
to
he'll
see the
win.
X.
And then all of a sudden I turn. I see a Reinhardt turret, melt his shield, get out of my turret, melt him down. Like it is pretty good. So Bastion is buffed a lot, and that's all I played of him. So that's really it with Overwatch. I don't know if anyone else.
I mean, I've just had really good luck with the Year of the Rooster.
yeah, I haven't.
No,
I got
that.
one skin.
I think I've opened about 9 boxes. I have like,
Did, like,
5
3
or 6
matches.
skins.
Yeah.
Oh, they heard you bitching.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Answered
that.
your prayers.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I actually did play a mobile game.
The games on the mobile.
A game on the,
On your mobile.
on my
Reminds me to
mobile.
turn mine off.
Yeah. So I actually played a game. It was free. I saw it on Twitter or something. Like somebody was like, "Oh, this game's free. It kind of looks cool. Like check it out." And I went to it, and then I got addicted to it for a couple nights in a row, where I was just laying in bed before I went to sleep, and was just like, "All right, let me, play this." And it's Chameleon Run.
All right.
So
Endless runner?
basically, it's not really an endless runner because it's mission based. So it's
Okay.
like 1 through 2, 1 through 3, whatever. But basically you're running left to right. There's 2 different color schemes. So there's pink and there's yellow, and there's platforming that you're continuously running left to right. So you can't go left. You're only going right. And you can only be on the platform of the color that you are. So when you hold the screen horizontally, tapping on the right side of the screen makes you jump. Tapping on the left side changes your color.
Okay.
So whatever color platform you're jumping to, you have to make sure that you're that color. Now the thing that the game evolves into, but something I wasn't really expecting, is they start throwing different things at you. Like all of a sudden, like level 5, you can double jump. And then you can hold your jumps even longer to go over distance. So then it becomes a situation where you're having to double jump, or do you not hold your jump, and the distance of jumping becomes pretty hectic because it's going so fast.
Yeah.
And then they throw into, like, I think level 8 gives you like these little like walls that you have to jump through, and when you jump through them, it turns to the opposite color you
So
are.
you have to
if you are
then-
pink,
You have to be ready to go.
and you're going through, and there's a pink, platform for you to go on, but you go through a wall, so it changes to yellow, so then you got to change to pink real quick to jump to then turn to yellow.
So you could do that two ways: change
Advanced
beforehand to
wall
be ready
jumps.
for it, or change quickly afterwards when you go through it.
Exactly. And then
Sneaky.
they incorporate that the platforms are now above you too.
Yeah.
So when you double jump, you jump into one of the above platforms,
You
but
better
because
switch
you
that
touched
color,
it,
bitch.
now you got to double jump again. So then you're going up and down, touching, like it gets very, very hectic with it. And then it's definitely replayability is to unlock more levels. You have to complete 3 different challenges in each of the levels. So one of the challenges time-based, one of the challenges is like these little bubbles. You have to make sure that you get the bubbles in this particular run. And then the
Coins,
last
collection.
one is you
Speed.
can never change color.
Shit.
So you have to let it change for you.
No, you
Just don't.
have to get through it. There's
Oh,
ways to get through
it
each.
only touching the one color.
Yeah.
Slick.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I mean, it's free. I've been playing through it. I'm up to like level.
It's a
15.
free app of the week on iOS.
Is it?
So it must mean that
It's pretty good.
it costs money at some point.
Yeah. So I mean, pick it up.
Yeah.
It's free.
Give it a
It's
shot.
free. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't really play those type of games that often. So
It's not a
$3.
Gary shitter game. It's
No.
right before
right
sleep.
before bed, sleeping. Now I can't sleep. Now it's 2 a.m. and I'm just staring at the ceiling. Let's play some
Bedtime
Chameleon.
game.
There you go.
Yeah, Gary's bedtime.
Don't
games.
drop it on your
Night
face.
night.
Yeah, night games.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
But the main game that I played this week was Neo.
Neo. Didn't
Neo.
play it.
Neo.
Shocking.
Neo.
Brian, I had to write things down.
Okay, hey, I'm.
I had
Busted out.
Yep. He's got
Notes.
Busted
notes.
out.
He's got lots of notes.
Well, the reason why I had to write things down is because the game is super Japanese,
Yes.
and
you
I
know
don't
what the fuck is
understand
going down.
anything that's happening. Like, I love the time
Sure,
period.
you know exactly what's going on.
I can read Japanese perfectly. Got it.
I love the
That
time
sarcasm?
period.
Okay.
I love the
perfect.
time period. I love the samurai setting. I just have no idea. So my first, straight off the bat, Neo is made by Team Ninja, who made
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden and
Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah,
yeah.
they were.
So this is this game is in particular is being we'll say compared to Dark Souls.
It's a Dark Souls clone.
But also,
It
it's
makes-
Ninja
though?
Gaiden.
It-
It's
Is
a
it?
hybrid.
It is a hybrid.
Is it? I think it's more of a hybrid than an actual clone.
Justin's screaming right
I'm
now.
in
right?
the. Oh,
right,
sorry.
right into the
Die
air.
hard.
I haven't spoke for a while, so I'm not
Yeah.
sure how loud my voice.
Just
I don't know.
right.
For
For
some
You're
reason,
tiny
I have
right
no
now.
inner monologue.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble controlling the volume of my voice.
So I mean, yeah. So it's being compared to Dark Souls. It's probably on that same level of difficulty. I think that this is a little bit easier than Dark Souls, in my opinion. I don't know. You've played
Basic
it.
combat is easier. The bosses have a little bit of an element that kind of makes it worse, I think.
I think the bosses have been cheap.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
that they're harder. I think they're
Cheaper, yes.
It's really really this
So
boss
it's-
just has this ability out of fucking nowhere.
It's
That
not-
doesn't make
yeah.
any sense.
Well, what makes it worse is they have the ability, so you lose stamina when
Yeah.
you fight a boss. They have the ability that they drain your stamina at the same time as having cheap kind of moves.
So it's not necessarily difficult because the game is difficult. It's difficult because it's
They want
cheap.
it to be.
They want it to.
They made it, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if anybody ever played Ninja Gaiden, but that game was punishing to say
Yeah.
the least.
But you had to have skill. That was
But they still, I remember watching,
Lucas.
Lucas, my roommate, play it, and they would, depending on what mode he was in, they were taking shit away from him, and they were fucking crippling him and basically
yeah,
shooting
but
him
those
in
were
the knee.
extra game modes.
Yeah.
This is
Like
main.
It's a set.
But that just kind of shows you where their head's at.
But if you play
That's how they
Madhouse and
operate.
Resident Evil, they rearrange everything. So I mean, usually if you go to a high difficulty, you
Yeah,
expect that.
So this game is one difficulty for everybody. So if you're having a tough time with this game and you can't get
Tough
through
shit.
it,
Go
you
home.
can't lower the difficulty. See you
Yeah.
later.
Can you do that in Dark Souls?
No.
No.
Okay.
No. So, but it's
I was just wondering. I
yeah.
didn't
So,
know.
but I like that everyone's playing the same difficulty. So
Mm-hmm.
when they're making the game and they want to make it difficult or they want to make this area a certain way, everybody's playing at the same difficulty.
They don't have to like
so
pay attention to that kind of shit.
yeah, you don't have to pay attention and say, "Oh, on easy, this is like way too easy."
Yeah, we
or
need to
on
put, like,
hard,
more
like
enemies
this
in
is impossible.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it. Getting back to really, so it's the story itself. You're this guy William, and I don't really know what's going on.
Very Japanese.
I just know his name is
Japanese
William.
So it's
There's
like-
a guy named Master Hanzo.
It's like Tom
which
Cruise in
I
The
know
Last
from
Samurai.
Overwatch. So
Oh, okay.
basically,
Mighty
everybody in
Warrior
this
from the North.
world has a spirit animal, and you're able to use the spirit animal, and you're able to choose in the beginning which one do you want to have.
Do you get to also choose your mustache?
You actually can.
Change your facial, yeah.
Yeah, you can change your facial. You can
Which animal
all
do
the
you pick?
armor. Brian's referring to the picture
Of
of my 6 stash. that I
Yeah,
have.
he's wearing like a full Shogun mask, mustache sticking through it.
Yeah,
That sounds reasonable.
yeah. It's
But-
pretty interesting.
Back to Justin's question: what animal did you pick?
I am
Spirit animal.
The
The rooster?
the dog, or
The wolf.
The wolf.
Yeah. The fire.
The fire. So I more damage for the most part, because what your spirit animals allow you to do is as you're going through the level, you're gaining XP, and at the top left of your screen there's like a meter that's filling up. If it reaches all the way, it flashes. You can use it by pressing circle and triangle at the same time, therefore creating your weapon into a living weapon. And then you're able to use pretty much your spirit animal to then fend off the enemies, and you're pretty much invincible during this time.
So it's like
Yeah.
a super mode.
Yes.
Pretty
You can
much.
reach like the ultimate mode and you can activate it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And it works the same as like if you die on a mission, then your spirit animal stays to where you died, protecting your grave and all of your, we'll say,
Yeah.
Amrita,
Yeah, I don't know.
which is your souls. And then if you die a second time,
You
your
lose.
spirit animal comes back to you with no Amrita.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not protecting that shit anymore.
Yeah,
It's on you.
and he comes back to you, and then you can start building up your meter again.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't build up that meter unless you get back to your grave, pick him up, and he goes back into your weapon.
If you go back to your grave and you pick it up real quick and then you die, are you still good?
So
Yeah.
good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's just like Dark Souls in that aspect.
Which you've played.
Yeah, briefly.
Yeah, you have. So the biggest thing for me is the stances. So there's 3 different stances in it, which is, it reminds me of watching people play For Honor.
Yeah.
In the ability of there's a high stance, a medium stance, and a low stance that you can change on the fly. R1 in triangle is
Triangle's-
high stance, R1 in square is mid
Mid.
stance, R1 in X is low stance. So depending on the character or enemy you're fighting, you're switching between stances, because every weapon that you're using has 2 different attacks per stance. So
You want to try to find
It's a
the right
com-
slash.
it's a
that
combo
works for this.
type.
Yeah.
yeah, so and you can combo things, and the customization and or RPG elements of the game are pretty fucking intense.
Same as Dark Souls, kind of. It takes
This has way more customization than Dark Souls.
for the
Are
weapon
you
itself.
fucking kidding me? The weapons, the armor, the items, like this is
Are
way
you
more
fucking
than Dark
kidding me?
Souls. This is way more than
Is he
Dark
fucking
Souls.
kidding me?
It's
I think
rough-
he's fucking kidding you.
It's roughly the same kind
Steve,
of.
you think he's
Because
fucking
the
kidding me?
infusions for Dark Souls added that element. I think that this does with like the familiarity of the weapon, that it kind of gives you, like, the more you use it, the more skill you kind of gain with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it lets you reissue the image of the item to change it into something else.
I'm just saying, with the amount of loot that is being dropped in this game,
It drops a
is
shit.
way more than Dark Souls.
Yeah, every enemy drops.
Okay. We
That's
made-
that
so-
RPG element.
Yeah.
he's
That's what
referring
I'm
to.
saying. That the customization and everything there's a lot more going on. Like, and that every item that you pick up is just a super Japanese name, and I don't know what it is. It's like, it looks like a bomb. It could be a potion. It could be a health potion. It could be something else. Like, I have no idea what it is. So then you have to go into your inventory management and read the description on what does this thing do.
Yeah.
I have no idea. And so then all of a sudden I have 50 items, and I'm like, what is this? What is this? And then, like, all of a sudden I realize I have 50 of this one item that I could have used 2 missions ago, but I didn't know what it did. So it's just,
Yeah, that's why you should read shit when you pick it up, you donkey.
you read the name and it doesn't, it's Japanese.
So it already gave it to you 2 missions too late, or you didn't read it 2 missions too late?
It'll say
I
like
just didn't read it because I have 50
it'll
items.
say like raking, and it's like it's lightning damage. You have no clue unless you go into the
Hey.
inventory and then.
You got to hit that back button.
Yeah,
and
so
read that.
besides the stances, you have different ranged weapons. You have hand cannons, rifles, bow and
Bows.
arrows.
Shuriken, if
Yep.
you're leveled up enough.
Kunai, Shuriken.
So when you're adding skill points into your character, very reminiscent of Dark Souls, where you gain souls to level yourself up and put it into like health, stamina, dexterity, skill,
Luck.
heart,
Yeah.
luck.
This one's
whatever.
luck.
Yeah.
Luck
So I've
spirit.
been creating a dexterity and stamina character. So I'm using like that ball and chain with the
It's
knife
like a
on
tension. It's like a tension weapon.
it. I wrote down what it was. What?
oh yeah, read
Kunai,
that.
it's like-
Kusarigama.
Kusarigama. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Kusarigama.
I recognize that
Yep.
from.
That's the type of weapon.
You know that from
Yeah,
So-
Samurai Jack
so
used to
good.
use one of them.
Yeah. So
Dude,
it's
don't even
super
start.
fucking.
I'm stoked on that.
It's super useful. I've been
Crowd
using
control.
it the entire game. So like in my high stance, you're doing big area,
Yeah,
of
you're sweeping.
damage, and
Yeah.
then once I bring it down to my low stance, I'm doing
Uppercuts.
quick hits,
Yeah.
and it works out pretty well for me. I'm also using an axe, which
It's the shotgun of
doesn't
melee
hurt.
weapons. I
Yeah,
said earlier.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it
The
is.
shotgun
It's
of
the
melee.
shotgun of melee weapons. You bust out that axe, motherfuckers are going down. You just got to
Yeah.
hit them.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I thought was interesting with the combat is not only the stance is interesting, but the way that the key bar is, which is like your stamina bar. That the fact that you can time, there's like, so it's just like Dark Souls where you have like a green bar underneath your health bar, right? And then as you're moving or attacking, you're losing stamina. There's a certain point in time between when you use the stamina
But it can regen.
that a white line will go up. If you hit R1 again at the right time, you get all that stamina back.
Kind of like an active reload.
Kind of like an active reload.
He
And
gains
like
like,
an active
ki.
reload.
It's called like a blue like aura will surround him, and then like if you hit it, he gathers it, and then you're back.
So when
you
you're
get a-
chaining
you can-
combos together,
That's how
you
you
hit,
wanna do
hit, and then use the ki to then gain your stamina back, and then keep on attacking,
So
or
that
you can
sounds
use
good.
it to block,
Yeah.
which is a lot. It's added on from Dark Souls, where Dark Souls.
I feel
you
like
can
it's a
just
lot of button movement.
You like that?
There is.
Yeah,
Nice,
I like
right?
it
Sounds
a
Yeah,
lot.
nice.
I think
Yeah.
the combat's a lot of fun, and exploring the areas. Because the other thing is, it's not open world like Dark Souls. It's mission based.
Yeah.
So you have your home base, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna go to the side mission. It drops you into a mission. It's linear, but it's still semi open world. And then once you complete that, you come out, you go to another area.
Dis-
Is
Dishonored
it
2 is
dark?
similar.
Is it dark and gritty like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, or is it more of just like it's not as
happened.
disgustingly gory and?
I mean, it has its moments. You're fighting demons.
Okay.
I mean, and you're cutting off.
Are the
Yeah.
environments like torn down castles and like
Or,
woods that have
like-
been hit with like
Yeah,
barrages of mortars and
my
shit like that?
biggest thing, and this is what makes me rage, I fall into the water all the time and I die.
Can't swim.
Automatically, yeah. It's
Your
hard to tell
armor
if
is
it's
like
shallow
800
or-
pounds, bro.
Yeah.
You never heard of samurai wounds?
So I fall into, I'll be fighting a boss, and like you're fighting on a pier, and there'll be like holes in it because it's all like ravaged, torn. It's there's
Mortar
been
rats
battles,
hit it, yeah.
And
Yeah.
literally, I'll get the boss to like the final hit, and I'll be dodging him, and I just go right into a hole, fall into the
That's
water,
bullshit.
dead. And it's happened to me multiple times where I've just fallen into the water.
Have you started saving those videos? I would
No.
love to see that.
No,
It's
I
not.
could potentially.
Just if you can remember. Save
Have you
one.
fought the giant worm?
The centipede.
No,
Big
the
perm?
giant worm on the pier.
No.
Okay, that's where I was having trouble. So good luck with that.
Fall in the hole?
Yeah,
Or-
falling into a
Yeah, it's like
multiple
little. They do it in the other level too. Like the mines have them. They're like randomly placed, and you'll be trying to dodge, and then all of a sudden you'll dodge right into the hole, and then that's it.
Interesting.
That's annoying as fuck.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I mean, but other than that, the game, I was reading about it, super long, I guess. I don't know, but I've been enjoying myself with it.
I
probably.
think I heard you won a kind of personal thing that you had going.
that I
You-
got further than Anthony.
Anthony
in the
got
first
further
week
than
of the
Anthony.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. He was
I'm
expecting
super-
you to have crushed him. He was like expecting it bad.
Yeah, so I'm happy I'm level 49.
Good for you, man. You
I'm
did
in the
it.
third world. Anthony's only in the second world.
Level 44.
Yeah.
him, you suck it in,
So, and there's no PvP. There's no. He was doing The Office.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good
there's no
episode.
PvP. There's no co-op at the moment. Is there?
I think there is.
Is there co-op? I'm just not online.
I don't know how to do it, but people can not only I think enter your world. There's also ways. If you go into like the shrine, it'll say like multiplayer or say like invite someone.
Yeah. So maybe there is co-op. I know they were having trouble kind of balancing out the co-op of it to make it so that it wasn't too easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's because the game isn't as hard as they actually
Except
try
for the
to make
cheap
it.
boss fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the second boss in particular really pissed me off.
How'd you feel about the second boss?
I had an easy time because the movements of the second boss are very like playing Dark Souls. They're easy to memorize. Her movements were
So you're
extremely.
saying that Gary didn't memorize Dark Souls? Why does he have trouble? I was trying to,
You know, I don't know. He made it further than I did. Ask him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you had some
I think-
insight. He was
I
just
think-
saying he was good at it, so he crushed it and you suck. So that's why it took you so long.
Right.
That's what he said.
But he's
That's
also
what-
having
Verbatim.
trouble with one of the easier bosses in the game.
like the
so-
tree boss. I feel your pain, dude.
So close.
Right. Nailed it.
Yeah. So yeah, other than that, when I talk about armor, the last thing I wanted to mention is my guy's got on his armor plates, his nipples are pierced.
Of the armor?
Got to make that.
On the armor.
Gotta mention-
Fake armor nipples with fake armor nipple
Batman
piercings.
Forever.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So
No, is
the-
that Forever? No, it's
Batman and Robin.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
nipples.
That's why Poison Ivy was so into them. She's like, you guys got nipples on these suits now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So, I mean, the customization is pretty funny. Some of the masks that you get to wear are interesting. and
Mustache
Traditional,
coming
You
outside
get
your
the
armor.
huge like horns going and everything. It's fun. It's definitely a fun game. I recommend it if you like the Dark Souls ish type
So
games.
Justin will be picking this
It's a
up.
hard
I will
pass.
be, yeah,
It's a
I'll be
hard
giving that
pass.
the
It's
red.
a hard pass?
Hard
that's a
pass on
hard
these
pass.
guys. Yeah.
We're gonna pass it hard. We're gonna
That's
pass
what-
it on to you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys can play it. And you can tell us all about it and revel in its glory.
All right.
Yep.
We will.
I'm excited.
Pierce, you're missing on the Pierce nipples. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean that's
The
I'll,
selling-
I'll,
it is
go-
a selling point.
mustaches.
I'll give that a Google. But
Pierce
if I
nipples
Google
and
Pierce,
mustaches.
mustaches and Pierce nipples, I'm not sure what I'm gonna get, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, get one of them.
Or
So
both.
we'll see what happens.
So that's really it for me this week. I beat Anthony. I'm a winner in my eyes. So I'm gonna pass it on to Anthony.
To just
Yeah.
do
I
him
can-
that honor of taking the high road,
Yeah. Yeah.
passing
Okay,
it to him.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy.
Trying to be.
Okay, yeah. Continuing on from him, I played the same thing, Niho.
For less hours.
For less hours. It could be more hours, just less level.
Yeah.
Not for
So probably not as good as
Figure stuff out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But two things I also like to mention is one, when you put your skill points into like heart, spirit, or something, it tells you what it benefits. Like strictly which weapon it kind of helps out. So like heart is strictly spear, like spirit is the animal, but it'll give you that tip on the bottom. Secondly is like the summons. Like when people die, you can fight them.
Like,
Their weapons, like you know how before we said like their animals
So you
stay at
fight
that
their,
grave?
a computer-controlled character at their level,
Where they died at their level. And
With
their
their
same
gear.
movesets, stance, and everything.
and then if you can defeat that, you get extra shit.
You get glory.
I see.
I just run by those things.
Well,
I
you don't-
summoned so many
Well, I thought
of
you weren't
those.
online,
I'm not, but it's still there.
It's still there.
so it's like computer-generated ones of those.
I think there's just computer generated ones,
Oh,
and
but
then
then
once I
also
go online.
actual.
There's ones
Yeah.
if you
If you
connect
were
online,
online-
they will come in.
Yeah, but there's also me playing offline. Like there's some that will they'll attack me. They'll
Spawn
just-
anyway, yeah.
They'll spawn anyways, and then all of a sudden I'm just fighting this computer AI, but he's moving like me, and it's it's
Sketching
that
it out.
whole balancing sword act of stamina and
Pretty
everything.
much.
It's
and then
interesting.
axing.
I think that the
Axing,
PvP in this game has potential to be better than For Honor and or Dark Souls.
With the stances and everything.
The stances and all the different weapon types and customization to this game, I think it would be a lot more interesting to watch than a Dark Souls PvP. Maybe not For Honor because they do some of the same stancing, deflecting, and fighting. But this game has the combat to make things pretty interesting.
Very nice.
Just need to balance it.
So much.
And I'm sure some of the weapons are ridiculous.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for Niho. The only other game I did play this week was a mobile game, which is Fire Emblem Heroes.
I like that we're going mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah, I think that's much classier.
Yeah. Then,
Yeah.
We're all about class here.
Yeah.
Class and
Integrity.
integrity. That's it.
Like admitting you killed Sam. Anyway.
Nudgegate.
Nudgegate, dude. Don't even get me
2017.
started. Once our lawyers are here, then we can talk about Nudgegate. Okay, until then, just
Don't break your phone. I'll say that.
yeah. Dude, watch it. You'll all go down.
Will we? Yeah, so continue that on from last week. It is a shitload of fun, to be honest with you. Dumbed down version of Fire Emblem, very easy to use. The only downside I had, which was the heroes I started off with, were kind of shit.
But that's just, unfortunately,
It's the roll of
it's
it.
the roll of dice. It's not the game's fault that those particular characters aren't for you. Shit happens.
Like I said, it condensed the map into making it so like the whole map will fit on the screen, and it loads the player count, so it can only be 4 on your side and then 4 on their side. And then you can select different groups that you set. So say you have like 19 party members that you have, you'll set them in groups of 4 and then switch. You can do a
So
rotation.
you can have
or-
this is like the health group or like the attack group
This is
or
the-
this is like the support group, like for each
for
individual
each, yeah.
setting.
And then it lets you
Interesting.
swap between I think maybe 16, so you can select 4 and then 4, 4 and 4. And then
And 4 and 4 and 4 and 4 and 4.
yeah,
and
4
16.
more.
You can haul it, yeah.
Well,
And
on
4
top of the
scores in 7. Never mind.
So if
7
you have any
fours?
difficulty with the
Fours?
mission,
What?
yeah,
Yeah, hold on. Say that again.
keep rolling.
No.
No. I'm actually,
Yeah. Him, yeah.
actually
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah, someone's
you to
actually
repeat that.
interested in
Yeah.
what someone else is
I
saying.
don't know
in
about
the
you
game.
guys, but I've been inquiring this whole time.
Well, I mean,
is a
you
game,
were
right?
up until
Yeah.
the four
so I got a
section.
little sidetracked.
Well, I mean,
it's the tangent. It's in
threw
our
me.
name, for God's sake.
So, anyways, Anthony.
That I forgot. Oh yeah, so
And that's talking Fire Emblem.
so if you have trouble with a mission, you can then select the group that
I
suits it.
wish you
kind
still
of best.
forgot.
Nah, eventually I'll remember. But I do find that to be quite interesting. Someone who's not into Fire Emblem, I think it's a good way to get them interested.
So they might
I'm
be
not going to
more.
disagree, but I'm going to
Disagree.
I'm going to disagree with that.
Perfect.
Perfect. So
Jeez.
I liked
Go on.
I liked Final Fantasy Tactics, and I played Advance Wars in my youth. But I tried hopping in and playing Fire Emblem Heroes, and I played it for about.
I heard you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You
Brian.
can teach an old dog new tricks. About
How'd you
10
do?
minutes. I
How'd
really
you do. Only 10 minutes, you old dog?
Yeah, I mean,
Justin
Poor
review.
guy.
yeah, it's a Justin review. I don't know why you're giving me shit, man.
What are you talking about? I give classy reviews.
Yeah, Quantum Break, pal.
Game sucks.
How long did you play that for? 10 minutes.
That's all you need.
Enough.
So
you,
I played
you take
it-
a whiff and you're like, yeah, it's a turd. You know, you just flush it. You don't need to fucking sit around and poke it with a stick. It's a
Exactly
fucking
what I
turd.
did with Fire Emblem. Why are you giving me shit for it, man?
I didn't say anything.
You just gotta
You're
flush that
attacking
shit.
Brian when you guys
I
are on the same
wasn't. I
page.
just said you gotta flush it. I wasn't attacking you. Just compared me to him. Okay, I wasn't attacking you, Brian.
You
Flushgate.
Yeah,
Flushgate.
Flushgate.
Listen to
Anyways,
it.
But it is a dumbed down Fire Emblem, and maybe it's just not for me. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's just not for me. And I've always been interested in jumping into Fire Emblem because this is a series that I've never really given a fair chance at playing. I haven't played.
I think you did.
Well, that's
Gave
the
it a fair
thing.
chance.
Like, I haven't played any of the Game Boy games. I haven't played any of the DS games.
GameCube, yeah.
None of
so
the
you picked the
GameCubes.
mobile game to start with?
Yeah, because it's simple
it-
and
it will
dumbed down
teach you-
and easy to jump into.
But you're not one of those people, Brian. You are.
What do you mean,
an elite
those
gamer.
people?
You know, fucking these the people
overcomplicated.
that he's saying he's gonna pull in. He's talking about pulling in the noobs.
The darkness.
Yeah.
You're not
But he's a
noob.
Fire Emblem noob.
Yeah, so
Right,
like
but he's
I'm
not a gaming noob. Come on, you don't start with the mobile game.
Well,
Brian.
that's the whole. That's what I'm
Mobile.
saying is that I
Mobile
enjoy.
game.
I enjoy tactic. Or I used to enjoy tactical games, and this game,
fell
for
out,
whatever
yeah.
reason, just doesn't. It doesn't pull me back in, and I've never really purchased a Fire Emblem game because I don't ever really want to play one of these. So I figured it's free. I'll try it out, and if I like it, maybe it's a gateway drug to get me onto the 3DS.
There you
Hey,
And it just
Didn't
didn't
work.
work. Didn't work.
you know that mobile gaming, something will stick, man.
Are you even a tactical fan anymore?
I don't think so.
No, they suck. I hate them. Can't stand tactical.
Wow. Good reviews. You
Game
play
World
it?
Heist. It's my shit.
Yeah.
Is
So I
that
thought you
tactical?
might, yeah.
I'm into that.
Although it really makes me nervous for South Park Fractured Butthole because
Dude,
there's a
we
little
intend to do
bit
this, bro.
there's a
Scares
little
me.
bit of tactical stuff in that as well. So it's no longer just Paper Mario. So that kind of makes me nervous.
Well,
Yeah.
every company seems to be fucking up the
Well,
classic Paper
But the
Mario
thing was
formula.
is that
no one could get it
they
right.
said it's because they play a lot of board games and they like the board game play. So I'm not too afraid about that part of Stick of Truth. I'm afraid, of South Park game.
Blind loyalty?
No, I was going to say, I'm worried about other aspects of the game. I'm not worried about the combat aspect. I'm sure it'll be in the news. But
this is a mobile
gonna
game.
be the
This,
game.
yeah, this mobile
This
game.
mobile game.
You have anything else, or?
No, we'll go straight into you, I guess.
All right, yeah.
Ooh, that's how I like to do it.
Oh. So I continued to play Owlboy this week.
Was
And
it a hoot?
It was a hoot. It is actually. a hoot.
Jokes. God fucking damn
I
it.
said it last week too?
Yeah.
Well, I'll say it next
Yeah.
week.
Totally did.
Yeah.
I mean,
God damn it, fuck this podcast.
it's No Man's Sky out
There's a
there.
No Man's Sky out there.
This is how you make staples. That's what it is.
Jesus Christ. All right,
Also, we don't
so
want to show up.
Yeah, trademarks.
playing Owlboy. Yeah, I'm gonna let them get it all out because they always do this every time. So I continue to play Owlboy, and I've probably logged about 4 hours or so into the game. It's getting a little bit more simple, which I'm not necessarily liking. Last I talked to you guys, the puzzles were a little bit impressing. The game was impressing me. The puzzles, I wasn't really expecting them too much, and there are stealth aspects of it where you can't fly, so you have to just be jumping and doing normal platforming stuff. But then there's other stealth missions where they just can't see you in the cone of vision. And it's weird because you would imagine that would come first, and then this unique take on the puzzle mechanics. So I'm kind of feeling a little bit let down on that right now, but I'm still having a bunch of fun playing it. It's a great Metroid twin stick shooter game. It is the best Super Nintendo game I've never played. It's every time I turn it on, I have to listen to the music because it's still fucking fantastic. How
many buddies do you have?
So I have gotten a second buddy. His name is Alphonse.
Oh.
He's
Tell me about Alphonse.
Alphonse is a pirate that has defected to
Space pirate?
yes.
He's
He's a
flying.
robot that is dressed as a big pirate.
He's a robot pirate.
Yeah,
A robot space pirate.
Yeah.
yeah.
Getting
Robot
it.
space pirate.
So what is his ability?
So his ability, he's a bigger character, and he has a blunderbuss that shoots like
Kind of like the shotgun of the
a
game.
shotgun of the game, yeah. But he also shoots fire. So if you have to charge up the shotgun blast, but if you don't have a shotgun blast, he just like shoots out fire a little bit, and it's very short range, which is helpful if you're there's certain aspects of the game that you have to go back to and then burn those down to get past it. So it's a lot of back and forth.
It's also a key at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's key at the
Very
same time.
Metroidvania.
This guy, this guy.
Remembering something from last week.
Yeah,
Was that the acid flashback?
I think you said it already today.
No, but
He definitely did not.
that I haven't actually. But the game,
Can remember that. Can't remember the old
they
ones.
have really good cutscenes as well, where the pixel art is fantastic. There's also like different emotions that each character has, which I'm really surprised about. So if the character is feeling like embarrassed or surprised, it's like kind of the same face type of thing where his eyes are really like bulging out of his head, or if he's sad or like.
Does that like affect story?
Yeah, so
or-
I mean, it's just
Friendship
telling
level,
stories, things like that. I mean,
like you see the emotion during the story.
yeah, during the story. So it looks like a Super Nintendo, like a buffed up Super Nintendo game. It's really impressive. I'm just playing through it leisurely, having a really great time doing so. Yeah, I mean, the story is.
I
just,
want to get back to it, but I got taken away with
Neo,
Neo and
yeah.
Resident Evil, and it's one of those games that we've talked about, and I'm excited to get back into it. I'm glad that it sounds like you're enjoying yourself with
Yeah.
the game itself, but
I don't know how long the game is. I do have another character to get because it
I
shows
thought
you.
there was like 4 characters.
It shows you 3 characters,
little secret
and then
missions.
each character has something next to it. So I don't know if that's like an upgraded version of each character or not. So I don't necessarily know, or if
Got
there's
it.
just 6 companions in total. But I'm really having a lot of fun. So there are options to like get coins and things like that to then unlock helpful things. There's like more health, or like you wear a hat and then you get more health. So every like
Makes sense.
Yeah.
500 or
absolutely.
every 250
I feel more
coins.
healthy with my hat on.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whenever they-
So again, like it's just one of these. It's like I feel like I'm playing a Super Nintendo game because all of this shit just makes sense in that genre of games. I'm really enjoying it.
That's cool.
But the only other game that I really played this week was a Steam game that was on sale last weekend. I tweeted
Someone's
it
got
out.
the PC itch right now.
Yeah, that's
See?
the problem.
Put your list together.
No, I'm not spending.
Put your
fucking-
list
I'm
together.
not buying a legit.
Brian, you know what happens when Steve makes you a list?
You buy
You
it.
buy
shit.
everything on that list.
That's the
early.
great part about lists.
A month before
you
you're
need to be
supposed to.
checked
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
You just start buying shit. Next thing you know, you got
You're
a PC.
elite.
And you're elite like me. And now you wear glasses. Look it. Brian.
Look it.
I've
You're
been wearing
next.
glasses
You're
for the
next.
past
Look at Brian.
102 episodes.
Look at me.
You're next. That's
Okay.
the sign.
Yep.
Elite.
Elite.
Elite, Brian.
Elite. Gotcha.
I did buy this game also.
So I bought Papers, Please. And Papers, Please is a document verification game. And that's literally what
It's a
it says.
simulation.
It is, well, that's what it says.
Simulation game.
It's
It
a
does-
border simulator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So you play.
How topical.
Yeah,
Oh,
how topical.
shit.
So you play a Russian man, and your job.
How many countries aren't allowed to come in at all?
So no,
Whoa,
just
whoa.
let me start. Let me get it out.
Papers,
so
please.
you start out. You're a Russian man, and the government gives you a job, and your job is border control, and you literally decide who comes in and who gets kicked out, who can come into Russia or I forget what it is.
Ukraine or some shit,
a fictitious city or country, and then.
Why'd you give it a real name?
Russia's real shit.
Because it's very based off of Russia. So what they do is they have a character come into your booth and they say these are wow, and then it tells you like these are the
Is that an
what you
accurate
need.
voice?
Yeah.
I think
so. I need to write down
If you
the
match-
ground voice.
Yeah, if you
Figured I
match
should
it
throw something
to
in
what
there.
I just did, because I couldn't do that again, but you match that,
It's
the
pretty
same
dead
thing.
on. But so they give you a criteria of what the whatever person needs to get into it.
gotta check their papers to see
you
if
have
they
to
have
check
the
their
criteria.
papers. Yeah, exactly. So you're doing all of this and you're letting them in or you're denying them. So you have
The
to
entire game.
Yeah, you have to decline or accept their passport and let them in. And each day it changes, so you have to pay
So
attention
they're like
to
trick
the rules.
questions?
Kind of.
Is it like Simon Says?
No.
So
So
why-
they're saying like you need 1, 2, and 3. So the first day it's just like they have to live in
So now
this
every
country.
day on this day you have to follow the rules of that day.
And then the laws
Yes,
change.
but the laws change every day, so you have to then adapt to that and upgrade. Yeah, and there's a lot of different rules
You say
towards
upgrade?
the later. Sure, and you just have to update. You have
Oh.
to understand all of the different updates throughout the week. So it's like day 7 has 7 or 8 rules, and only day 1 only has 1. So you need to be paying
Are
attention.
you having any fun with this?
That's the question. I mean, it is a good.
Rebuttal.
It's not. It's a weird game. It's a very strange.
Is it a game?
Yeah, it's a game.
Are simulations games, or is there a reason
No.
why there's two different words? Because I mean,
It's
it
a
doesn't
game.
sound like too
It's
much
a game.
fun. I feel like games are designed to be fun. This doesn't
Well,
seem like
it might
it's
be to
designed
some,
with
some
fun in
people
mind.
might be.
Yeah, I mean, to some people
might find
this fun. Other people, I was
Like
intrigued
TSAs. When, yeah.
I was
Do you
intrigued
call
by.
SimCity a game?
Yeah, like
Do you call The Sims a game?
Yeah, because it's not simulating a job. You're simulating being a god, which is completely
But
different.
it's a simulation.
Black and white. I mean,
I guess, but I mean, it's not.
Brian is the god of that border.
Well, what if you were like, what if
God,
the
that
game
shit.
was you worked at a toll booth and every time
There's a
somebody
game
drove
called
up-
Lemonade Stand.
yeah.
Crazy
That's a lot of
taxi.
fun.
This farm simulator.
I mean, like,
But
it's
it's a little bit different than physically the tedious work of like literally being like a
Than
TSA
farming?
agent.
Mr. President, you gotta
Can I
be.
ask you? Does it
Does it
matter if
take
it's a
months?
simulation or a game? Does that matter?
No, that's what I'm wondering. To me, yeah, kinda.
Does it actually?
That's why I'm wondering where's
in
the line.
grand, in the
Where's
grand
line?
scheme of things, does it even fucking matter what I'm playing? If
You're
it's a
gonna
game
draw
or a
a line.
simulation?
No, I'm wondering where it is. I can't draw it. I'm trying to find sands, but I just Where do you put your foot down?
Can't focus for like fucking 28 seconds.
I got sand, I got feet
So
going
how
down.
long are you into this game? Because I saw the video. You put a video up on YouTube.
Yeah, you can go over and
Couple
check that
minutes.
out. Couple minutes. I clipped some of the better parts of the game.
Yep.
Um,
The ending left me speechless.
So
It's like, what?
yeah,
That
Guy
happened?
gets in.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, it is actually it's weird
It's kind of
because it's
unexpected
very
what happened.
impactful on how you have to make decisions in the game because you do let these people in and some people you can't let in. So if you let somebody in or you turn them away, you get a written warning. And then if you do it a second time in the same day, you get another written warning. And then a third time, they take $5 away from you. And then a fourth time, $10 away from you.
So if you do it incorrectly,
Yeah. If you do it incorrectly, they take money away from
so
you.
if you feel bad for a person, you let them in, they take your money away.
Yes. So at the end of each day, it's you have to pay rent, you have to pay this, you have to, do you want to buy food? Do you want to turn heat on your apartment? But the problem is that you are supporting your wife, your son, your mother, and your brother. So it's like,
Why does your brother work at the border?
well, you have to
Russia.
take,
This
you
is
have
how
to
shit
take
goes
care
on.
of your
Yes, it is.
family. So then so each person you let pass or deny, you get $5. So now you're playing this time management game of, oh shit, okay, like I have to get enough money to do this for the end of the day because I know my wife is sick, I need to buy medicine.
So do you get money for making it correct?
Yes.
So it's
So
5
each
plus 5 for correct.
So you wanna-
plus 5. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like a lemon. It's actually
Yeah,
kind of like
so you want to
lemonade,
get
you
as
know,
many
like a-
people through or denied as
Right.
possible, but then the problem is that you're slipping up, and it could be very simple things like, oh, their passport is expired, or their height is slightly different, or they the name is misspelled by like 1 or 2 letters. So you really have to be paying attention to all the different documentations.
It's what we need on our board. I'll tell you.
So it's really
No, we just needed
interesting.
bricks.
So a lot of the
That's the wrong
time,
one.
the people will come up and they'll talk to you and they're like, hey, like I have a ticket here for me. Like here's my ticket. It allows me to get in for this day. Here's my passport, whatever they need. And you're like, all right, cool. You click it and then they're like, oh, by the way, my wife is right behind me. Make sure that she gets through. She comes in, her passport is fine, she just doesn't have a second ticket, so you have to deny it, and then you're like, I'm the asshole that just separated these two from a
Are you though?
Is there any ramification from when you
You're
Yeah.
just doing what you need to do.
Yeah. Do you feel
feed
bad as Brian
your
Thomas?
children.
I felt bad denying that woman to, I mean, sure, they could be pulling a ruse.
Like, where do
It
you
could
think
be a-
she is right now,
Yeah.
Justin?
I mean, I don't,
She's separated from her husband. Can't get back.
So,
Papers,
it's
please.
just
Probably
one of
didn't
those
love him
things.
anyway.
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
tragic.
But there are
man.
pretty depressing,
You got a whole family to take care of.
yeah,
Your
well, that's
mother-
the thing is that it's
Who the
like,
fuck wants
is,
to go into Russia anyways?
is
Like,
my
this
family
sounds-
more important
sounds-
than these people's families?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. That's how everybody's family.
That's
is.
the judgment call that you have to make. So
Yeah,
that's
well, I'm
that's
gonna
what's interesting
make
about
Make that call for you. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
Fuck
your
them.
family takes priority.
Yeah. Also, there's
Just
events
save your
that
life.
happen during certain days, like terrorist attacks, that are pretty interesting.
And you were the one who passed them through, even though his
No.
night was off.
They jumped the fucking fence and threw a grenade.
Oh,
Because you
shit.
denied them.
Maybe, I don't know.
Bricks.
Yeah.
So there are things like that,
Where'd they
and
get
then
the bricks?
the problem is that like if you let 2 people in and then the grenade goes off, they shut the day down, and now you're fuck. I only made $10 that day.
Do the people?
How are you
so
gonna turn
if
the heat
you,
on?
if,
Yeah,
fucking
you got to
cold
figure
night.
that out.
if
You
you
do
let
anything
them
else, it's
in,
cold that night.
Yeah.
It's like Oregon
but
Trail.
everything's legit,
hmm
is that usually the case?
What do you mean?
Like
How
the
many
ones who
denials
do
you
the,
have?
the terrorist attacks, where they throw the grenades.
Oh, it's as of right now, I feel like it's random.
Right. So
It's
they're
random.
all their documents are in their papers are in
order.
order.
I mean,
That's
but
how-
So
sometimes
it's just a random
it's a
like,
are
random
they?
person
Like,
sitting in
or do
line
you
that'll
just
run
suck
out of
it
oh,
line.
up?
just run.
Yeah, it's not somebody at my.
You approve.
Coming to you. Right.
It's like he's just
Yes,
in
he's
line.
just fucking-
he jumps the
he's
fence
hopping
and throws
shit.
grenades or shoots the guards or whatever.
And
So
Interesting.
I thought it was pretty
Sounds
interesting.
and
like
something we can
the
end this
game.
on a dark note.
Yeah, that's how we're ending it.
Hey, at least
on a dark note.
Or he fed
at
his
least
family
the
for
grenade
that.
is still very effective, right?
Wherever you live,
If you whoever invented that, I mean, he's spot on.
Yeah.
he's making a killing
Well,
off that.
Steve, do you have anything?
making a killing. This guy.
With that, we're gonna take a quick break and come right back with the drunken news.